It's day 89 of my 100-day challenge, and I'm pretty much finished building VibeScan 2.0. I have all of the major features in place, and now I am rolling through and testing different scenarios to see how everything works together. Now, this is a pretty complex thing to test because there are lots of different scenarios. You could be running regular scans, launch scans, rescanning your code. There are lots of different interactions you can have with the various findings, and I need to make sure that all of the AI prompts are making sense and the tone is all correct. There's just a lot of moving pieces. But for me personally, whenever I've built applications, the best way to test them has been to just use them, to go and try out all these different combinations and actually just get a feeling for the tool as a whole. Because when you are writing unit tests or end-to-end tests, it's really easy to get carried away and be testing something very narrow. And instead of spending time in the tool and really seeing what works and what doesn't, you end up focusing on just continuing to write code. And then that's additional code that you have to maintain. That's the other issue that I have with writing a lot of tests, is that unless you structure your tests properly, it's just additional code that you have to maintain. So if you change a data type somewhere, okay, now you also have to change the test or it's going to start failing, even though the rest of your application is still working. Now, writing dedicated tests definitely has a place when you're working on a team and people might not understand the full code base. But I will also say that I think if you write your code well and you isolate things that should be isolated, you can avoid impacting different areas of the code base when you change one thing. Your code should ideally be organized in a way where one change doesn't impact the rest of the code base. And I've found that taking a very functional programming approach has helped me stay on that track. So what I end up doing as a solopreneur is primarily focusing on that end-to-end user experience. As I build features, I make sure that I test them end to end. I think of all the different scenarios and I try to make sure that I account for them. But working as a one-man team, I found that writing tests just really actually slows me down and gives me more work to do and more code to maintain. Now, I've heard of people successfully using a test-driven development approach with AI, where they'll have their AI write all of the tests first and then implement the feature to satisfy those tests. And it sounds pretty interesting, but again, it's additional time, it's additional code to maintain, and it's more credits. I mean, I know that I'm burning through cursor credits like crazy. So for now, I'm just sticking to testing out my application as a real user, end to end, thinking of all the scenarios and just doing lots of manual checks. But I'm curious to hear from you all. If you're building applications, how are you testing them nowadays? So drop a comment and I'm going to continue testing to make sure VibeScan 2.0 is all good to go. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take care.